I spent 50 years imprisoned by fear, and the thing that finally freed me wasn't courage, it was truth. If you're not obsessed with what you're chasing, stop watching now. This message isn't for everyone. I've spent 5 decades imprisoned by fear, terrorized by shadows of what might unfold, what could devastate, what may never materialize. Night after night, I'd find myself staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, my mind racing through catastrophes that existed only in my imagination. Then came the diagnosis that should have destroyed me. Instead, it liberated me. I finally understood that fear itself was the true monster, not the things I feared. Now I sleep peacefully, because I've learned to face that demon head-on and strike it down with everything I have. So here's what I need to know. Do you genuinely love what you're pursuing? Not just enjoy it, not just appreciate it, but love it with every fiber of your being? Because if that passion isn't burning inside you, we shouldn't even begin this journey. The door will slam in your face before you can get your foot in. Talent is nothing compared to obsession. The world is full of talented people who achieve nothing because they lack the consuming fire that drives true excellence. Does this pursuit dominate your thoughts? Does it wake you up at night with ideas? Does it make your heart race? The brutal truth is this: the competition isn't external. You're battling yourself. When you step into that arena, you must believe with absolute certainty that you're the most capable person there. Not arrogance, conviction. I reached a point where I disgusted myself. The monotony of my existence became unbearable. I was sick of mediocrity, exhausted by my own ordinariness, frustrated by the gap between who I was and who I could become. The hardest part? Admitting it was entirely my fault. I was mediocre because I refused to do what exceptional people do. Have you ever whispered to yourself, "There has to be something more than this"? That voice is telling you the truth. There's more, but you have to fight for it. You have to hunt it down and claim it. Without that fight, life becomes a gray blur of routine, a comfortable prison of normalcy. When you've tried and failed, when exhaustion tempts you to surrender, remember this: life tests your determination constantly. It demands proof of how badly you want what you claim to desire. Most people crumble under this pressure, but you must decide to be relentless, to refuse defeat, to pour everything you have into the pursuit. Understand your purpose deeply. Then win those daily battles, the small, tactical victories that compound into strategic triumph. Pain is temporary. It might consume you for minutes, hours, days, even years, but it passes. Quitting, however, creates permanent regret that echoes through your entire life. Everyone faces that critical moment, the crossroads where you can advance or retreat. Before you surrender, remember this guarantee: if you quit, your dream dies with that decision. It will never happen. Life doesn't attack you randomly. It presents you with opportunities disguised as obstacles. You can cower from these chances or embrace them courageously. What remains if you abandon your dreams? What's left of you? Never allow anyone to convince you that you're inadequate. Young people especially fall into this trap, believing they lack potential or that others possess superior abilities. If you truly want something desperately, if it consumes you, you'll discover a path forward. We've constructed this myth about greatness, convinced ourselves it's reserved for a chosen elite, for prodigies and celebrities, while the rest of us spectate from the sidelines. This is a lie. Greatness isn't encoded in rare genetic sequences. It's not precious or scarce. It's as natural to us as breathing. Every single person possesses this capacity. The hardest war you'll ever fight rages within yourself. Looking in the mirror and demanding change requires brutal honesty. You must accept responsibility, embrace discomfort, learn continuously, and transform relentlessly. If you know your value, pursue what you deserve, but you must absorb the blows without blaming others for your position. That's what cowards do, and you're better than that. Failure is inevitable and necessary. You'll fail repeatedly, then win, then fail again. That's existence with meaning. Without challenges, you're not living, you're merely existing. Success isn't measured by how far you've traveled compared to others. That road leads to constant disappointment because someone is always ahead. True success is the distance between where you started and where you stand now. Most people remain lost because they've never examined themselves honestly. They've never conducted this crucial self-experiment. You create yourself. You contain untapped reservoirs of potential you haven't accessed. Everything unsatisfying in your life can be blamed on others, but that path ends in devastation. You'll become broken, desperately seeking ways to numb your pain. You must approach your craft with near insanity, an intensity few understand. We all receive identical amounts of time, but we don't know our allocation. We only know this moment exists. If you want to extract more from life, you must invest everything into right now. Your life feels infinite, but it's fleeting. Years vanish like summer days, and suddenly you're decades older, wondering where the time went. You cannot reclaim lost time. Those dreams, those goals, act on them immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, during chaos, rejection, and loneliness, when you feel hated and abandoned, remind yourself these are lies you're telling yourself. The world doesn't hate you. You're transforming one difficult situation into a global conspiracy. Reality is often harsh, but rarely as catastrophic as it appears. Failure doesn't exist, it's redirection. When you're drowning in that dark moment, feeling like you failed, allow yourself brief mourning. Then extract a lesson. Every experience, especially mistakes, exists to teach you and force your evolution. If you want to be exceptional, you must be different. Conformity and exceptionality are mutually exclusive. Both paths involve discomfort. Fitting in creates internal conflict because you're suppressing your authentic self. Being exceptional creates external conflict because you're visibly different. Choose one deliberately. When friends say you've changed, understand they mean you've grown. You're crazy until success proves you're a genius. People call you obsessed, weird, insane for your dedication. Then success arrives, and suddenly they praise your drive and tenacity. Where was that support when you needed it? Physical training isn't about the exercises, it's about forging mentality. Improvement doesn't happen on your couch. It happens through daily commitment and relentless effort. The key is never surrendering, regardless of others' opinions or judgments. Maintain absolute clarity about your identity. Daily improvement, constant curiosity, perpetual growth. Results matter less than the process of figuring things out. Become cold, emotionless, zen, peaceful, yet ready for battle. If extraordinary aspirations burn within you, you must make extraordinary efforts. Ordinary is acceptable, but if ordinary suffocates you, change something. Your constant companion is yourself. Before seeking external companionship, become comfortable with your own presence. Sometimes we accept inadequate companions because we cannot face solitude, because we haven't learned to enjoy our own company. Discover your center, your purpose. What were you created to accomplish? Until you identify this core, you'll merely go through the motions. You must embrace failure completely. Nobody wants to venture that far because it's terrifying. But that's exactly where victory lives. Be the person who embraces discomfort, misery, hard work, and sacrifice. Don't fear pain or bloodshed. Take that challenging class repeatedly. Stop quitting and dropping everything. The problem is inexperience with real pain. This generation quits too easily. Experience some struggle. Excuses satisfy only their creator. Stop the self-pity. Wake up. Unleash your inner strength. Cease hosting pity parties, where you recite sob stories seeking sympathy. Elevate yourself. Focus. Execute. The hardest human task is stopping self-deception, speaking truth to yourself. Face the reality of who you are without filters or delusions. Only you can deliver this honesty effectively. Execute what you promised yourself. Don't be average. Truly commit to whatever you pursue. Take different perspectives. Consider redirecting wasted time toward productive actions. If you want others to believe in you, build something remarkable. Listen to yourself exclusively. Don't blame others if things go wrong. Accept sole responsibility for your decisions. Never regret anything. Give everything while you can and leave nothing behind. Nobody achieves incredible success without suffering, sacrifice, and persistent focus through tears, trials, and tests. If you commit to a dream completely, it will materialize. Greatness isn't reserved for selected individuals. It belongs to those who persistently pursue dreams daily, making that choice each morning. Amazing achievers are ordinary people who consistently do things others avoid. Start moving forward. Take steps to improve your vision and perspective. Worst case, you discover you walked the wrong direction, so you turn around. Standing still accomplishes nothing. It's just waiting to die. The day you stop growing is the day you die. The day someone catches you. You fear committing fully because failure would devastate your self-image. Being fearless means pursuing your goals regardless of consequences. Not for others, but for yourself. The next year passes, whether you're actively improving or not. Your life quality depends on your choices. What will you choose today? Yesterday is gone. Wake up and give everything you have. Everything worthwhile requires uphill effort. Great relationships, successful businesses, right decisions, all demand ascending. Nobody accidentally climbs mountains. Successful people know exactly how they reached the summit because it required intentional effort, energy, and time. As you crawl from that wretched place, rising above your former self and becoming who you're meant to be, you'll discover that in the act of standing and fighting, you become unbroken. No retreating, no running, regardless of the odds. You must envision something more powerful than yourself to escape despair. Create it. There are no shortcuts, just you versus you. Misunderstanding this creates real problems. Decide to learn from everything. Resolve that every experience educates you, good or bad, discovering growth opportunities. 95% of decisions stem from momentary feelings, robbing you of joy and opportunity. Develop vision for your life. Even without detailed plans, choose a direction. Not everyone likes you or celebrates your success. People unaccustomed to your achievements become fearful because you reflect something unfamiliar. They question your identity. This only happens around people who don't genuinely want your best. Those who truly support you want you to be your best self. You haven't achieved more because you've never thrown your whole self at anything. You think greatness goes on sale, that you can purchase it with partial effort. You can't. Greatness demands everything you have, every single time.